Hello friends, welcome and I'm here with something new for all of you, and I'm putting it as a 30-minute or 30 days wellness challenge with Dr. Ajit, and that challenge is related with Ayurveda and Ayurvedic regimes, principle, and the reason behind that is, as we all know, Ayurveda world is actually getting into a state of buzz around the world at the moment. And various platforms, various people trying to project Ayurveda as something, a totally new wave, as we all have seen in the last so many years, that especially in the well-being and wellness industry, every 2 years something new will come and people will get into that. Either I can say with a hope or just as a compulsion, because they don't have anything to hang on now, whether it is public, whether it is practitioner. And those people want to do same with Ayurveda. But I would like to share here very clearly, Ayurveda is not a new modality, not is something a new age buzz or concept. It is one of the oldest system of healing, and that healing process, which in itself is a complete process for helping each individual at physical, mental and emotional level to deal and clean their all deep-seated problem from the root level. And this process is not done by telling someone on either Instagram or Facebook or TikTok with an Ayurvedic smoothie, Ayurvedic detox, Ayurvedic bliss balls, and you name so many things. I try to keep remembering everything so that I can share, but still you forget that what exactly the world is trying to do. And when you look at these previous records of whenever a new concept, either in a new herb has come up, there was an era of turmeric, which is again associated with Ayurveda, then the pomegranate come up, then the aloe vera came up, and then Shilajit is around there now as a part of the Ayurveda buds, then Ashwagandha, Brahmi, because these are all Ayurvedic herbs. So this is where people think now that this is the time for Ayurveda, and it will phase out soon within 1 year or 2 years. But I would like to make it very clear. Ayurveda is around with all of us for last 5,000 years minimum, which you can establish the traits. And it is going to be still around another 5,000 years. Whether we all will be there, not there, which kind of generation will come up, because now I think with the new concept there is another kind of generation is coming up. So this is all for various calculations, various record, various data. But one thing which is, you can say, eternal, the well-being advice, well-being concept given by this science thousands of years ago, have the same relevancy in today's time. In fact, more relevancy now, and it will be there for another 5,000 years or more. But now, question comes up that if it is not an buzz, if it is not that I can have an Ayurvedic smoothie or Ayurvedic coffee and Ayurvedic salad and Ayurvedic this and that, what exactly it is? And it is very important for all of us to understand that Ayurveda is a way of life. Ayurvedic science is something, give every individual an opportunity to play an active role for their well-being themselves by embracing its true principle. And that's what I'm coming with, and I'm bringing up this 30 days wellness challenge with Dr. Ajit for everyone. And what this challenge is, and I will be coming up every week with something new for all of us to incorporate. And when I say 30 days wellness challenge, what that mean and why it's 30 days sort of thing. One thing is, many times, many of my students in classes always talk about that when we are trying to give some plan to our client, they are not interested to follow, or they might follow something and something they don't follow. And when they come for follow-up consultation, they will always feel that I don't have the time, I don't feel that I need to do whatever the supplement or medicines you have given, I'm taking them. Or I'm already having a ashwagandha or brahmi or shilajit, shatavari, these kind of supplement I'm already taking, so I don't want to do much. And they feel a little bit disappointed. And that's where I'm today bringing up this concept that let's play a game for everyone, including ourselves, including public, and those who want to live healthy, not by the pills, but with their own action. And that's what the focus is all about. And why 30 days? Because I'm practicing Ayurveda for last now 47 years. I started in 1978, and I'm hopeful you can calculate better than me. But it is 30 years since I'm practicing in New Zealand and Australia, practicing and teaching. So I'm excluding those other years and then trying to put a 30 days marker related with my 30 years being in this part of the world. And the challenge is that whatever I'm sharing, and it will be all related with the various regime, which is the most important part of Ayurvedic cleansing and rejuvenating, or you can say Ayurvedic detox in your hand. And why 30 days? One aspect I already shared. Other aspect is that whatever the impact of these various regime has to happen, it starts showing its deeper effect and outcome within 30 days very clearly. Because this is what we call as cellular changes, cellular memory. Each cell has a memory. This is the one concept we all know, that even from our Western physiology, that our body is nothing but made of cell. And then we also know that every day some cell will die and the new cell will come. And those cells are carrying the memory of our old habit of doing and not doing, and adding and taking away certain things, whether they are good or bad. That is just I mentioned before. So you can observe when you are doing a good clean that how the impact will be in those 30 days. And then every week I will bring that clean aspect related with each ailment. And I will make everyone understand that in each ailment, even though the process in Ayurveda is very precise, specific, according to each individual's prakriti, each individual's vikriti, but still there are certain components which will impact every individual. Yes, to an Vata Prakriti, Kapha Prakriti, Pitta Prakriti, the impact and the intensity of that impact can vary according to their constitution, according to their age, according to the season in which they are. But that I can explain that how you're going to measure and apply. But then that challenge is something, if you are suffering or any one of your family members suffering, when it comes to the ailment part, you can advise them to do that. And what you need to do today even, because today is the first day, and it means it will be a first challenge which you need to start whatever time, tomorrow, day after tomorrow. You need to sit with yourself and listen to what I'm sharing now at least 1 or 2 times. Then ask yourself, does it make any sense? Does it feel better than Ayurvedic smoothie or Ayurvedic organic salad? And if yes, start implementing. But before implementing, what you need to understand is whatever the regimes I am going to talk about, And this is also for all our practitioner students who feel sometime a bit disappointed that our client does not apply or don't show that seriousness or commitment toward these regimes effectively. And the reason for that is we don't need to blame those people. Reason is, if you not able to explain the reason and logic behind each those regimes effectively, then always chances are people will never follow or never be that serious to follow those regimes. So let's start. The first regime which I'm going to talk about is, and I'm discounting one regime still and starting from one regime which is definitely no way any one of us can exclude, and what I'm discounting is the waking up time. I'm not getting into that because there will be so many factors involved in the waking up time, even though there is a very specific consideration of the wake up time, but we just take up as a general idea that you wake up say 7 o'clock, whatever time. But what you cannot ignore and what regime you should not let go from your day-to-day routine, that is where the coming up. So the start of our 30 days wellness challenge with Dr. Ajit, with the first regime is, every one of us, when we wake up, make sure within 3 minutes of your eyes getting open, you must get out of your bed, go to bathroom. What for? To have a look at your tongue. And you will find 99% time, the back part of your tongue will always have a bit of thick coating there. Color of the coating can be a bit different. Don't get into that too much. But question is what that coating is and what that going to do for me. That coating actually is nothing but the accumulation of the toxin which your body is producing. Now, answer is very simple. If you don't take care of that and start either you doing your wonderful meditation, either you are putting your legs up and down, or you are going out on the beach and trying to close your eyes, whatever. All those actions can be nullified and will be of no use if you have not removed that coating. Reason is that coating actually is nothing but the accumulation of the toxin which your body is producing. And if they have not been removed, the moment you start any of these activities, they will go back into your system. And what they will do, those toxins will then start getting absorbed in our system and start going and manifesting in those areas which are naturally weak area, or the areas where you're already certain imbalances are manifesting or existing. Hence, what you are doing is you are adding another layer of toxins, ama, in that particular area. And those built up of the toxins can be from the physical imbalances, or it can be due to the psychosomatic disorders, because you can't discount. Many of us will say, I am eating so much pure food and I am eating on a very regular time. I am having a mindful eating. So it means I will never have that coating. But when they will wake up and within 3 minutes able to see their tongue in the mirror, they will also be able to see that there is that coating. And then they wonder why that is the issue. Because if your conscious is alive, that question will always come in mind of every one of us, that what and where that coming from. And that's where Ayurveda give you clear answer, that if deep down your inner churning is happening and you are always putting in a brave face, the problems are happening with us. And that inner churning is due to all those psychosomatic disorders. The element of anxieties, elements of worries, element of my hatred, anger, jealous, impatience, frustrations, what they are. These are all psychosomatic components which impact the mind, and then the mind will impact on the actual brain, physical brain. And then that brain, from where the neurons are working under the guidance of the three doshas, their function, their processing from one neuron to the others start getting affected. And these neurons relate with the nerves. And then the impact on those nerves keep happening on a daily basis, every moment, and which can be very easily measured through the MRI's part, but that's not something for me to talk about today. So that will also lead to the build-up of that ama. But then the issue is, no matter people around us, how much honest, how much sincere they are to us or not, but your body is very sincere to each one of us. And that is why in Ayurveda we always talk about that every one of us must respect our bodily intelligence. If you can always respect your bodily intelligence, body will always give you the right signal, right time, and act as a preventative policeman with you, so that you don't let anything build up in your body. Problem is, we never listen to that policeman's signal and let the problem build up. So here the first challenge coming up is that every one of us must make an effort that within 3 minutes, this is the part, if you have let go these 3 minutes and doing it after playing 10 minutes on TikTok or trying to do something when your partner wake up, or as I said, either you feel that I want to do meditation first or chanting first or my yoga first, that's of no use. You must do all these things because they have their own value, but after you have done these regimes. The first regime is brush your teeth and scrape your tongue. And then another aspect many of us do, they do scraping first and then do the brushing. Again, no use, because when you have done the scraping and after you done the brush, all these teeth, in between the teeth, there will be always a deposit of that ama. That will come on your tongue once you have done the brush, and then they will still deposit there. So whatever the effort you have done is just the half the effort. Hence, as a practitioner, as a student, as a client, when you are listening to this, hope you are listening very carefully that what you have to do. And the challenge is that from the first day, you need to start measuring that, okay, what level of this coating is on my tongue. You can give a marker for each of the indicators which I am going to explain, 0 to 10. 0 to 10, 10 being the worst, 0 being the good. And then that marker you have to observe every day, and you can make in a chart. Then is this regime of brushing teeth and scraping my tongue is helping me to get my this built up less and less or not? You have not made any changes in your diet. You have not done any other thing. We are just talking about the one regime. And if you will feel that yes, this intensity is start getting less and less, see after 30 days where you are. And that's the way you can understand that how you have embraced the first regime and how it is helping you. If you will feel that I done 30 days and it has not done any good to me, I will be honestly responsible for my this comment. And that is the challenge I am putting to all of you. But what you need to do is, before calling me or before sending an email, and you just need to text me your number and I will give you a call. And I'm not going to defend myself. I will just have a discussion, and hopefully that will be sufficient for you to assess that what we are talking. That when you trying to email and trying to call me, make sure you put your hand on your heart and ask yourself, have I followed this advice as shared by Dr. Ajit or not? Have I followed in the same process? Or I have missed some days and not done till 10 minutes. I keep turning, tossing in the bed for another 15 minutes before I get out of the bed. All these considerations you have to part, because otherwise what you are doing is you are trying to just put another layer on your conscious. What this principle mean? That I can cheat the whole world, but I cannot cheat myself. So this is the first regime which will be the part of your that total regimes challenge which I'm trying to give you for all of us, irrespective whether I'm having any ailment or no ailment at all. And if you can start incorporating, that will help you. And now this explanation which I gave you, this is a learning lesson for all our students and practitioners. Those who talk about this regime, because this is not something in a hidden secret. This is in a regime you will say, I see on every TikTok, every Facebook, every Instagram, every book talk about, because this is the one of the most important and most effective regime what our ancient sages has given. But the problem is, when people read about that, they can definitely read that yes, scraping tongue is very good. But then they don't read the complete shloka, they don't read the vimarsha discussions what has been given by ancient scientists in those our ancient texts with all these various explanations. And that's where we think, okay, I can do scraping at any time, I can do. Then so many of our modern masters will be then telling you can just have a brush, or you can have a spoon, you can keep doing that. Again, that scoop or spoon or brush not going to give you the outcome what your tongue scraper will do. And I'm not going to get into detail that whether you should use 24 karat gold tongue scraper or pure silver tongue scraper, but I'm just going to give you that you can use simple pure copper tongue scraper, because copper is one of the metal which does not let the impurities come to it, and it will give you much needed outcome. So even in a simple way you can start, that will help you. And then what indicators? I gave you one indicator, that the coating should start reducing. There will be definitely some other impact you will see. You can feel yourself if you are doing it, and then make an effort. When you have done, do it for 30 days. Not even a 1 day should miss. That if you have missed somewhere, you have to start again, because that is how your cellular intelligence works. Whenever there will be a gap, even of 1 day, time frame has gone up and down, you have to start, because that gap is not letting the wellness chain come up in our cells, and that's what the key part is. Once you have done it for 30 days, it will be very difficult for any one of us to go backward, and that's where your wellness journey will start. So that's my first regime, and that's the first start of our 30 days challenge. I will try to keep these old regimes picked up as quickly as I can give you, and then I will start on a weekly plan. So I might come back again tomorrow around the same time. I can come. Sometime time can be up and down. So today's time was 6:30 New Zealand time, right? And if some of you would like to come live and have some questions, I'm happy to make it in a more interactive discussion process. So that's how we can make it, and I will keep answering, and that's how you need to do. When once you have all those regime, you want to start from there, that is perfect, right? But what this process, again to reconfirm, is that 30 days wellness challenges and challenges with me, Dr. Ajit. Thanks everyone.